everyone, it is Dani and welcome to this update video. I trust and hope you're doing really amazing. So it's been a couple days and we're going to be looking at what is going on across the Atlantic. I hope you're doing amazing. I hope the preparations for the new work week ahead are going good for you guys out there. And let's get into the details. So there is that frontal system that we can see well offshore the Bahamas. Although it's resulted in a bit of instability within the region, you can see those white dots which are indicative of lightning strikes. Those were popping up in and around parts of the Bahamas and even this afternoon for parts of eastern Cuba. Now aside from that, we don't see any major feature within the Caribbean. We've got a bit of passing clouds or typical clouds coming in from the east and influencing the rainfall, especially for the Lesser Antilles. Then down to South America, we can see a lot of action for Colombia and even in parts of Venezuela. And then the intertropical convergence zone, which is where the trade winds of the north and south meet, that's getting a bit more active, and that's what our tropical waves propagate against before and throughout the hurricane season when they start rolling off. We could even see them as soon as next month in April. So as we zoom into the Caribbean region, again, we've got these patches of clouds moving by for parts of the Lesser Antilles. That's been resulting in some overcast skies and even intermittent rain for some areas. ABC Islands and even the Cayman Islands, for example, on the sunnier side in parts of Jamaica as well, although there was a brief pop-up of a thunderstorm this afternoon. And then towards Central America, nothing crazy going on. Some areas may be experiencing some passing clouds and a bit of shower activity, but nothing crazy. Looking at the rain forecast for the next day or so, as we head to tomorrow afternoon, we can see a bit of color on this graphic. So there could be some periods of some downpours in parts of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, Cuba, Jamaica, and even for Hispaniola, especially in the western side of the Dominican Republic and parts of Haiti. There could even be some periods of some heavy downpours here and there. Not expected to be very extensive though. Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, there could be some showers, same thing for much of the Lesser Antilles. ABC Islands, things will remain on the drier side. Colombia will remain active. And then for a few spots in Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana, there could be some downpours here and there. Central America not going to be too active, but there could be some passing showers for parts of Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras. As we head further north to the Bay Islands, Belize, even parts of Mexico, Guatemala, and El Salvador, much is not anticipated. Cayman Islands, a whole lot of rain not expected either, likely to be mostly on the dry side. So that is what is expected as it pertains to rainfall. Now the hurricane season is less than 100 days away. And one of the things I want to start as well is my weekly countdown. So that's where I pretty much focus on any updates regarding the hurricane season along with your general weather updates. So we can pretty much typically consider this video as the first. And now one of the things we're looking at is the sea surface temperature anomaly. Now if you've been a watcher of my channel for a while, this is something that I use a lot, especially during the hurricane season. Now this anomaly, this chart is showing how much the temperature, the sea or ocean surface temperature varies from what is normal. White shadings indicate normal temperatures for the time of year. Blue shadings indicate below normal. Oranges to reds indicate above normal. Notice that warm up in the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, also warming up pretty much above average. And that is a story we can say for pretty much the entire, most of the North Atlantic. Things have been on the cooler side just offshore Africa, but of course as we progress towards spring and the start of hurricane season, it will be getting much warmer. One of the greatest influences during the hurricane season is our ENSO region. ENSO stands for El Nino Southern Oscillation. So it's pretty much just a region in the Pacific where temperatures fluctuate. When temperatures are warmer than normal for a certain amount of time, that's called El Nino. When temperatures are pretty much in between, not very much warmer or cooler than normal, that's our neutral phase. And when cooler than normal, that is our La Nina. We're currently in a La Nina phase where temperatures are cooler than normal. But over the past month, notice this increase in this graphic. Now, it's maybe a little confusing. So on the x-axis or that horizontal line, we've got the time of the year, because time is typically always on the x-axis. And then we have the actual value of what we're talking about. In this case, the temperature, the anomaly, how much it varies. That is on our y-axis going up. So this blue, these blue dots indicate the value of how much the temperature has warmed or cooled over time. So as we go towards now, today is the 2nd of March, we can see that there has been a warm up between the 2nd of February through now. So temperatures have been on the rise. This isn't exactly something surprising to see because from even before the year started, this has been the outlook. So same thing here, we have time on the x-axis and this is on the y-axis. That is the chance of which phase we'll be in. So stay with me here. We've got the blue shading indicating La Nina phase. Now La Nina typically favors more tropical cyclone activity. Neutral phase we could see pretty much average, and then red for El Nino phase. So as we're going to be heading to, these are the abbreviations for the different months. For example, we started out with December, January, February, March, April, May. Notice how over time we see an increase in the height of these gray bars, indicating more of an increase in chance for La Nina or, well, persistent La Nina go into neutral conditions. And especially that gray bar increases as we're going to be progressing to the eventual start of the hurricane season and also late spring. So it's pretty likely we're heading towards that neutral phase, as we saw on that previous graphic with the warming of the temperature, the blue dots, that line going up. So what does that mean for the hurricane season? Well, there are other variables which will impact the season. For example, the sea surface temperatures. Because even if we're in an El Nino, for example, 2023 was a perfect depiction of an above average, the most active El Nino year, because El Nino typically suppresses activity and most of what we see may remain offshore. A lot of storms, hurricanes, they may just stay out there, being fish storms, not posing a threat to land. But we saw quite a few strong hurricanes because of the above average temperatures back in 2023. So that was a perfect example. So there are many variables that are going to impact the hurricane season, and it's something I want to go deeper into as we're going to be heading to that time frame. And that is exactly what I will be doing on my second channel. But before I talk about all that on that channel, I will be talking about an astronomical phenomenon that is mere days away, and I will be posting that video sometime this week over by Weather Extras, so you can go ahead and subscribe, and I will be seeing you guys over there soon. But as it pertains to today's update, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. But if you do have any additional questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll get to you when I have the chance to do so, and remember to always do otherwise.